This video is on common network documentation. Documentation is critical because it helps you fast-track troubleshooting, helps with training new technicians, and is great for inventory management and incident response. Quality network documentation requires a lot of time and effort because they must be continuously updated and managed, especially for mid-sized to large networks where cabling is certainly complex. And for such networks, it becomes increasingly difficult to visualize network cabling and even harder to explain it to someone else. First, we have physical and logical diagram. Physical diagram has information like cabling information to include cable lengths, cable grades, server information like IP addresses and types, network devices and its information from routers to printers, and wide area network components, user information, and much more. Basically, the physical topology refers to how a network is physically constructed. Then we have logical network diagram, which shows you details like direction in which the data flows on the network within a physical topology. Logical diagram is not intended to focus on the network hardware, but rather on how the data flows through that hardware. Logical topology refers to how the network looks to the device that uses it and how it functions. Floor plan is the type of physical diagram. It simply shows where everything is. It's a layout of an area and what will be found in each location. A lot of network wire can be confusing because it's hidden inside walls and ceilings, making it hard to know where wiring actually is and what kind is used on the network. Therefore, it is critical to keep documentation on network wiring up to date. You should also have rack diagram as well, and for each rack you should have configuration that might be employed. Then we have intermediate distribution frame, IDF, and main distribution frame, MDF. Main distribution frame is the primary hub or demarcation point that interconnects private or public IT and telecommunication lines coming into a building to an internal network via any number of intermediate distribution frames, IDFs. IDF is a secondary wiring closet in a network using multiple wiring closets. One of the key components in MDF is a primary patch panel. The network connector jacks attached to this patch panel lead out of the building for network connections. You need to thoroughly document any and every freestanding or wall-mounted rack and the cables running between them and the end-user devices. Then we have site survey report. As more networks go wireless, you need to pay special attention to issues associated with them. Wireless survey tools can be used to create heat maps showing the quantity and quality of wireless network coverage in areas. They can also allow you to see access points, including rogues, and security settings. These tools can be used to help you design and deploy an efficient network, and they can be used to find weakness in your existing network. Site survey is critical to ensure all areas are covered, working functionally, and there are no vulnerabilities. Then we have audit and assessment reports. They're basically used to see how well your operations and settings match what you intended them to. And these are usually based on baseline configurations. Baselines play an integral part in network documentation because they let you monitor the network's overall performance. Baseline is a measure of performance that indicates how hard the network is working and where network resources are spent. And the purpose of this is to provide basis of comparison. You can compare network's performance results lifetime, and this baseline will change as the network upgrades. Comparisons help you determine whether there have been problems with your network, how significant that problem is, and even where that problem lies. Baselining is not a one-time task and should be taken periodically to provide accurate comparison. And you should take initial baseline after the network is set up and operational, and then again when major changes are made to the network.